guys, it's 21 Maxwell here, back again with another edition of TNA Making an Impact. We have a superb go-home show for you today as we prepare to go into the second biggest event, in my opinion, in TNA, which is Slammiversary. Bit debatable, it could be that, it could be Lockdown, but the big party of the summer for TNA before they start that run down to October's Bound for Glory. So I've got a rough idea of most of the card. It's most of the main event scene that seems to be getting dealt with today. 15 segments, a couple of big matchups here with potential consequences going into the event. And we're booking it in, I think it's the Northwest region. We haven't been there since February, so hopefully it's a good chance to get a bit of overness over there and the surrounding kind of areas, the spillover effect, and hopefully we get that little jump that will get us closer to national. So as always, we'll kick on with the show. We'll explain the storylines as we go along, and we'll hopefully run down some of the card that we expect to see in next episode, which will of course be Slammiversary. Without further ado, let's kick on with the show. This is TNA Impact for TNA Making an Impact. Let's go. So we start the show and it seems to be a sold out 7,500 at the Hooker Creek Event Centre, and we start off with a lot of people getting in about it here. It seems like we have some of the men competing in the King of the Mountain matchup this Sunday. We see the likes of Fergal Devitt, AJ Styles, Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega and Adam Cole getting involved. And somehow, the two contenders, the champion of the National Championship belt, that is of course Shibata, gets involved, as does his contender, Bobby Roode. So big heat between these guys here, building up to two big matchups tonight. This is going to see a 6-man tag match this evening in the main event, which will give the likes of Shibata and Bobby Roode a chance to mingle with our main event stars. We start off with an A90 rating. The show got off to a strong start and the crowd got hotter. Chris Jericho looked good, Bobby Roode was underwhelming. However, our two storylines both advance and gain a bit of heat, and Bobby Roode learns to be more glorious while showing more charisma. So good start there. We then kick on to our opening contest, and we've got Jay Lethal who's coming down to do colour commentary and scout this next matchup. So that's a C+68 for the TNA X Division champion. He's going to be scouting his opponent this Sunday, which is Yujiro Takahashi, and it's a decent matchup here that sees Takahashi defeat DJ Zema Ion in 5:52 with the Angle Slam. A good win for the Japanese superstar building into Sunday's match. The C-56 is okay, with Zema Ion being off his game. A much better performance, as you can see there, by the Japanese star. No skill improvements, and we just have a lot of negatives for DJ Zema Ion, and maybe we need a bit more momentum for Takahashi. After this, Jay Lethal says, fair play, you won the match clean, you've got yourself a matchup this Sunday. Goes to shake the hand of Takahashi. Takahashi says, not today. The only thing we're going to do is battle, and I'm going to take that championship from you. So C62, we have an X Division Championship match this Sunday. It's Jay Lethal and Yujiro Takahashi clash even for that championship. Up next, we have Liviana and Jessie backstage. They're just cutting a promo again, building up this new character that Jessie Goddarts has as we try and build him up. So she's just saying, this is the beginning of the Jessie Revolution, and a D-39 promo there. And another basic matchup for him as he defeats Braxton Sutter in 3:54 with a stunner. E+34 is very average. It killed the crowd a little bit, but the build-up of Jessie, getting him some momentum, let him work with better workers, and hopefully improve him, which has happened here in performance skills. It's still going to take a bit of time to get the crowd on his side and to learn a bit of more psychology. Up next we have Stu Barrett, and he says it's an absolute disgrace that Samoa Joe felt the need to attack him. He demanded competition, but he wanted Samoa Joe to do it to his face. Just basically Stu Barrett coming out with every excuse under the sun. But a B76 here as we get ready for a potential matchup this Sunday between Samoa Joe and Stu Barrett. So let's continue the storyline, gaining it some heat and a decent promo there. And afterwards, we then have a bout that has some subpar wrestling and little heat. And we see Becky Knox continue to make her name known again in TNA with a 4:52-minute victory over Marty Bell. The D47's okay. Marty doesn't really have any wrestling skills, which sees a poor in-ring performance, but it's someone Becky can get the win over. Doesn't hamper anyone's momentum, that's pretty poor, and it's just a few negatives there for Marty Bell. So good win for Becky Knox. We then have a little segment here. We of course have been building Rosemary up to get a championship match. She'll be challenging Ali for the TNA Knockouts Championship at Slammiversary. Brandy Reynolds comes out to host a contract signing, and basically they both sign the contract. However, after it they get into a bit of a brawl. Rosemary then decides, to just kind of that way where she just attacks Ali. She gets a bit of a pen with a bit of blood, and then she just signs on the contract her name again. So E plus 35, the angle cooled the crowd a little bit, probably due to the lack of overness of these knockouts, but we have to build that up. And we're hoping for some sort of war between these two this Sunday as Ali defends the championship. Next up, we have the battle of our tag teams, and it was a decent matchup that saw the Hardys defeat the Decay, Phoenix and Rey Mysterio, and Brian Cage and Mike Bennett. The order of elimination was first Phoenix and Rey Mysterio, then it was the Decay, and then it was the tag team champions Brian Cage and Mike Bennett. Solid C plus 71 here. Just again giving the Hardys a bit of a boost here. They've not really got great overness because we're quite far in now, so I feel like giving them a win here can hopefully rebuild them. A couple of decent performances there, some not so much. Poor from Crazy Steve. I think he can continue to improve, as can Phoenix. But overall, happy with that. One storyline loses heat, one gains. Two storylines that we'll see, obviously, the Hardys versus the Decay, and the tag team rematch between Brian Cage and Mike Bennett, and Mysterio and Phoenix. So look at that to look forward to. Next up, we had some good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. We've seen Samoa Joe defeat Magnus in 12-14 with a muscle buster, C plus 68. Samoa Joe, slightly worse performance than Magnus, but we need to build Joe back up again. Magnus gets a few improvements, but the Samoan submission machine showing that he is a dominant force again in TNA. And after this, Samoa Joe just confirms, Barrett, I will see you this Sunday, and I'll show you, that you wanted a challenge, I am your challenge, and I'm going to be the man that kicks your ass. Next up, we had a match between former Bullet Club teammates or colleagues. Now it's about they had some good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, and it saw Adam Cole gain some momentum going into Sunday with victory over Matt Jackson in 9:57 with a flying crossbody. C plus 69, better performance from Cole over Jackson despite the little injury that's affecting Adam Cole at the moment. But a good win for Adam as he takes us into Sunday, and a bit of an interesting dynamic there against a former friend. And then we've got our main event match, which is a 6-man tag, and it was about that had superb wrestling and great heat. It saw the team of Shibata, Kenny Omega and AJ Styles defeat the team of Bobby Roode, Chris Jericho and Fergal Devitt in 21-18, when surprisingly it was Shibata who defeated Fergal Devitt by pinfall. So national champion pins the world heavyweight champion. Kenny Omega was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else's performances, so we need to keep building Kenny up. E78, Kenny has sustained an injury which I think may take him out of Sunday, so that may change our plans up. I might go a 4-man, King of the Mountain, or I might try and bring someone in who isn't on the card at the moment. But a couple of decent performances there. Shibata, 77's decent, that 82 from AJ, 88 from Devitt. Just disappointing there with Kenny, but again, try and build him up, and Bobby Roode is improving his performance skills. I must say, in a kind of entertainment type environment, not just with TNA but also with WWE, Kenny's been quite hard to get over. So if any of you had any tales with Omega in an entertainment company, have you struggled with him or has it been quite easy? And how's the difference been in a performance over popularity type roster like New Japan? Has it been easy to get Kenny over? Let me know how your experiences have been with the cleaner. But we end the show, and it was Kenny Omega who botched that actually. Sorry, it was Chris Jericho who botched it on Kenny. And basically, at the end of the show, we have Shibata flooring the champion, and he stands above Fergal Devitt, not only holding the national championship, but also holding the world heavyweight championship. Foreshadowing, maybe? Who knows? But an A90 rating here, and basically all good segments to end the show, all good ratings. and we end up with a B78. The show increased our popularity in 23 regions. I'll need to check that because I'm pretty sure we're only under television in 18. Don't know why we're getting 23 regions. I don't know if it's a case of where we were having the show has an after effect to places that don't have a televised deal. I'll need to investigate that one, but regardless, delighted with that. The popularity of Sega's up in 23 regions with a solid B78 as we head into what hopefully should be a good pay-per-view in our next video. So let's have a look and see why. I'm pretty sure we don't have any other places, as I say, with that kind of televised deal. Apologies there, my nose is going. Yep, we're still just in, as I say, Spike and Bravo, so I don't know why that'd be 23 regions. As I say, that's not adding up to 23, those two places there, but regardless, we'll take it. You know, we're in a good position where Midwest is over the national limit. A couple of places are catching up there, and it is going to be a matter of time, and then hopefully when we get to national, we'll start looking at expanding to better deals in the likes of Mexico. In fact, that may be a case of the Northwest would have obviously spread into Mexico, so I think that could be a case in that instance. But no, so I'm pretty happy with that. In fact, I'm sure Mexico's in the... I can't remember where Mexico is, I'm pretty sure it's the West, isn't it? Actually, failing geography is all I can say here. But no, we're in a good position to say we'll look to expand, obviously, not just to Mexico and Japan, globally across the whole of the world as well, Europe and Australasia as well. But pretty good show. Keeps up our momentum, that's what we're aiming for. Britannia's back from injury, we'll see how long the cleaner is out for. And Kenny Omega is out for 9 weeks, 2 months and a week. So Kenny Omega will be out of that King of the Mountain match. So I'll make a decision when I go to book the show if it's going to be Kenny in that, if it's going to be another wrestler, or if it's just going to be a 4-way. So there might be a little bit of negativity. It's simmering tension between him and Jericho. Axton Sutter's unhappy, but he's not really getting used. 5.43 TV rating, and Matt Hardy does not like Jesse. He's not worth pushing, he needs to learn how to sell. Overall, good show. So next show will be TNA Slammiversary. A couple of people with morale issues, but a lot of people are going to be leaving soon. As you can see there, it's a lot of people that have been on television. The likes of Chris Melendez, Aidan O'Shea, Sami Callihan may stay, but a lot of those guys we don't really have plans for, and they'll probably leave. But say this Sunday, next pay-per-view, we're going to be looking at that fatal 4-way, or potentially fatal 5-way, King of the Mountain matchup for the championship. We've also got the X Division on the line between Jay Lethal and Takahashi. We also have the National Championship, Shibata Bobby Roode. The Knockouts Championship between the underdog, Ali, and the ever dangerous, a bit crazy at the moment, Rosemary. We've got the Tag Team Championships on the line between Phoenix and Rey Mysterio challenging Brian Cage, Mike Bennett. Probably have something from Jesse as well. And of course, we've got Samoa Joe versus Stu Barrett. So a lot to look forward to in the next episode, guys. If you've got any predictions for the card, let me know who you think will win. If it was your decision, who would you book in that main event matchup with the Kenny Omega injury? Is there anyone from the roster you'd like to see, or would you change it? What would you change up? What would you do in a situation like this? Let me know what you do. As I say, the episode for the pay-per-view probably be recorded by the time we get the answers. So it's just a little bit of fantasy booking to see what everyone else would do. It's always good to compare and see how other people would book it. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Any other comments are deeply appreciated. Say any criticism, feedback is all deeply appreciated. How we can make these episodes a bit more enjoyable. And if there's any other potential series you'd like to see down the line, if more time becomes available. And just generally, as I say, how your saves are getting on. Let me know who you're booking as, who you've been pushing, and how you're finding the game now that we're pretty much closing up on 10 months it's been out. We're nearly at the 1-year anniversary, which will be happening at the tail end of April. Apart from that, as I say, any likes, subscriptions as well are all deeply appreciated. By subscribing, you do get the videos dropping into your inbox. TNA ones will be every Tuesday and every Friday, with the WWE ones at the moment dropping every Sunday when I can get to a pay-per-view. But apart from that, guys, thanks for watching. If you want to get involved in TW, you can get the game from the Grey Dog Software Forum. They also have, as I say, a lot of guides there, a lot of information and graphics. A nice little place to join into the conversation as well as the Fantasy Bookers subreddit on the good old Reddit. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy. I'll see you all real soon. Bye-bye.